Now, in today's hyper-connected world, how does a radio station stay relevant? Well, the hosts here at 630 CHED say they are closer to their listeners than ever before.
Well, we are a news talk sports station as well. The days are gone when a station can be everything to everyone. That's not possible anymore. So you have to kind of decide what you're going to be. And we want to be that information station. If something happens, people will say, oh, I'll turn on CHED. They'll be talking about it. And we want to be that station. And also now, with the way things have changed with social media, you can become part of the story as well. We get your reaction to things, and you know what it was like back in the day. You'd try and phone the station, you could never get through. Now with texting, Facebook, instantly, we're in touch with you.
Good afternoon from the 630 CHED 24-hour News Center. I'm Eileen Bell.
We want to make sure that our listeners have the information that's the most important to them. If it's something international that everybody's going to be talking about, that's what we want to tell them. But if it's something about a car accident that's going to stop them from getting home on time this evening, then we need to tell them about that. Or if it's about the weather, or if it's about Pokemon Go, so that they know what everybody's talking about it, even if they're not involved with it. We want to tell people what they want to know. And that's always been our philosophy.
Each side blaming the other for the stalled negotiations.
We didn't want to deliver a story the way you would if you were talking to another journalist. Use the word alleged a lot, things like that. We wanted to make sure you would tell someone a story the way you would tell your sister a story, or the way you would tell your mom or dad if you were trying to convey some information. You didn't want to be stilted, you wanted to communicate and let them know so that they could walk away knowing what it was about.
Give us a call anytime. Phone lines are wide open. The good talk show host understands what people want to talk about, what people want to dissect, and most importantly, what people want to try to solve.
So how do you decide what you're going to talk about every day?
It's important, I think, to remain completely open-minded. You know, we, of course, have a production team, and we do a lot of research to make sure that we're keeping an eye on all the stories that are developing across the city and the province and the country. But at the same time, the audience plays such a huge role, I call them CHED Nation, in determining the content on the show. You know, I'll get a text message probably every morning within the first 5 minutes, someone going, I can't believe you're not talking about whatever. And you never know, sometimes within the hour, that's all we're talking about.
And it cost them. And it's cost them earlier games this year. That's why their record is what it is. And they have to play yet against the powerhouse.
Describe a sports fan that listens to 630 CHED.
That listens to 630 CHED? Well, a sports fan that listens to 630 CHED is an avid sports fan, because we have the Oilers and the Eskimos, and that's what it's all about. People go to where they can get the information. And you know why they come to us? I'm going back to that area of authenticity. They know that if we put something out, it's going to be right. We have the inside. They know that we're in the dressing room. They know that we have the contact with the ownership. They know that with the coaches, with the players, and that we can check stuff out, and nothing's going to get by us. And it doesn't.
But you're right. You're absolutely
right.
So you're a social media guy, have been since the world of social media opened up. How do you appreciate its help in putting your show together, or people's comments and playing part of the show?
It's integral. Imagine a dish without salt. Horrible. But with it, you've got to take it with a grain of salt at the same time. You know, social media can be incredibly beneficial, and it can also be a real bummer. You know, people have direct access to you, which is important. If you ever wondered how the audience feels about you, all you need to do is open up your Twitter account. Some days it's flattering, and some days it's flat out devastating. And it seems like a whole bunch of you are on the same page when it comes to these.
Where's the future of radio?
I think you understand you've got to keep the foundation, you keep the base. That is the audience of engaged Albertans. And then you have to answer the simple questions. What do they care about? How do we reach them? And how do we address what people want to talk about? And those principles, some of them are timeless. With the advent of new technology, new social media that connects us together, it gives us more tools in our arsenal. But the premise that made talk radio so popular in its inception decades ago is the exact same premise that keeps it relevant and on the cutting edge of media today. People are always going to want to talk, and people are always going to need to have a way to be connected, and that's what we do.